Hey, welcome guys. Let me get this thing squared away here, and boom, there we go. So there we go. Chris checks in out of Phoenix. Karen, you're here on YouTube. Thank you for the kindly the words of the date is wrong. There's so much to do. Looks like Chris is over here. Nora's here. Marsha's here. Debbie is here. Connie checks in. Amy says, I can't see or hear anything. You should now. Let's see. Marsha is your cheerleader. Checking in from Phoenix. Alice is here. It's the, let's see, Amy. So there he is. There he is. Yeah, here he is. So, all right. So here's the game plan. So Mondag was fantastic. Had a great day. Got a lot of stuff done. If you guys recall, a couple episodes that we talked about getting writing a contract to yourself, right? So I spent today reviewing contracts, getting those signed, getting those back in the mail to those who sent them in. If you missed it, it's not too late, but I'm probably not going to mail it back to you. I may just scan it and shoot it out to you. So we'll see. But anyway, that's the deal there. Everything else is going well. Judy coming in from Colorado, not Seattle. You guys saw that. The 2019 tour is rolling. Got a couple tiny little details still to iron out before we full launch, but that's the gist. You know, nothing significant is going to change. If anything, I'll probably add to it, which would be kind of interesting. So Joni says, hi guys. Debbie says, Amy, Marco Polo staying at La Quinta too. No worries, nice and clean. I don't know where the La Quinta is. I know where a La Quinta is. I just don't know which one you're at, but very, very fun. Stephanie says, I get invites to that, but don't know how to play on Mondag. Go to, it's going to be hard, dag.fyi/Discord. I think that's the link. Let me see here if I can pull that up. Let me see if that's the right link or not. Thinking. Come on. Yeah, so that is it. So here, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. And do that. So for those of you who missed the Discord chat, here are the instructions. It's actually not super duper easy. It's super duper difficult, but it's a little bit of work. So right here is where you probably want to focus if you already have a Discord account. Log into Patreon. Click on this little link right here. Head over to your account settings page. Click on the Connect to Discord button, and then connect your Discord accounts, and then walk through the steps. So the link is pretty simple. It's dag. Type it up here. dag.fyi/discord will take you automatically there. So anyway, that is that. So hopefully that works for you as well. So cool. All right, Betty is here. So here we go. So to this format again, what we're going to do is roll through. Jan says order 2 shirts today, one for me, one for my cousin. Awesome. Yeah, appreciate all you guys getting on that. That saves me a ton of time. Last year when I did the shirts, I had to buy them in order. Like I had to buy like 20 at a time, and then 20 at a time, and then 20 at a time. This allows me to order all of them. I think there's like 130 of them right now that I'm going to order. So I'm waiting for the graphic designer to finish up the artwork, and then I'll get you the artwork too. So very good. Casey, is that La Quinta over by Banker's Life Fieldhouse in that, well, not towards that direction from downtown? It's a new one, right? I think that's where that one is. So cool. All right, so here we go. So we're just gonna do, this is the format for tonight is Q&A. If you don't ask questions, I don't have a script. So whatever you ask, I answer. Whatever you don't ask, we don't answer. I'll start the clock in a second for 23 minutes. When the clock gets to 0, we're out of here. So tomorrow, just a heads up, tomorrow I'm speaking to the Army again, doing Operation FatDag, motivating some Army folks. So that'll be kind of awesome. So I got to prep for that, and I spent all day getting some other stuff squared away. So that's kind of what's going on here. Terry says, hello from Vero Beach. Great talking with you today. It was fantastic talking to you as well. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully the email I sent you afterwards made tons of sense. So very cool. All right, so that's the deal. So all right, let's get this thing rolling. Let's do that, and then so we at least kind of know. Let's see here. Cool. All right. So, what's going on? Let's see. This is how it works if you don't ask a question. Jan says, do you still have cards for the soldiers? Yes, I do. You guys are sending in tons of them. I got actually one to deliver this tomorrow on your behalf as well. Very fun. Chris, I am down near you tomorrow. Yep, for sure. Atterbury, for sure. Very fun. Marcia, I don't at this exact moment, but after this batch, I probably will. So I'll put an email out on that shortly to say that. Jason, I saw your email. I don't have any details yet. I will get them. But yeah, I know you need to know to schedule time and stuff. It's going to be like a 9, 10 o'clock in the morning kind of meetup thing, but I don't have the full final details. That's my game plan for tomorrow, is to get that squared away. So, whew. Let's see. Let's see. Debbie says no notice on Discord. Could have gone rogue and listened. This is if you can't order from Canada, I could order for you. I think if you, shipping to Canada, I forget how we figured that out. But there's a way to do that. Very soon. So, Christy says, Mike, have you seen any members just focusing on one? Yeah, I have. I had a member the other day pop in, strictly wanting to learn how to eat better. So, it was interesting. It was great. Yeah. Yep. So, and I think. I think the wellness concept is fantastic. I still believe there's a weight loss component that many of us are still interested in, from the standpoint of, even myself, I never wanted to get healthy until I learned what healthy felt like. And when I was significantly overweight, I had no concept of what that was. So I needed a weight loss plan to carry me into a wellness plan. So I'm hoping that's what this stays as well. Let's see. Kathy says, Mike, are cards or letters better, or does it matter? I think a card's simple because it's just easy for you to get it out. And just a full-fledged letter if you want to, but if you want to do a full letter, it doesn't really matter. I deliver whatever message you want to deliver. So Jen says, I'm starving myself during the day to eat normal and not cook 2 meals. My daughter's special needs and needs high protein and fat. I'm losing, but pretty sure it can't be healthy or permanent. Any ideas? High protein is good. High fat, not so good. Not terrible, but I think you can. I think what I want you to do is just kind of follow the plan and track it out points wise. See where that falls down in your lane. I'll be honest with you. There's been many times we've had separate meals here, and that's because I have different needs. So. My wife was gracious enough on many occasions to make something different for me that she did for her, and now I'm slowly learning to adapt back the other way. But that's not an easy scenario. I get it. So, Donna says, I'm usually a positive person until I'm thinking about me. Suggestions on positive self-thoughts. Yeah, really, right? There has to be a list of things. Think about if you went into a job interview and they asked you, and I asked this in the Discord chat today, they ask you, why should we hire you? They ask you, what are you good at? You would come up with something in a job interview, right? So this isn't any different. You're in the middle of a job interview for your life, and you just fill yourself with all the amazing things you're doing and remind yourself of it. So that's kind of how I would phrase that. Nora says, what are your thoughts on gut health and how it plays into your diet, plant-based proteins and fiber? Gut health is something I wish I knew a ton more about because I'm positive it has an impact. I don't know enough about it to know how to manipulate it. I see there's probiotics on the market and all kinds of, the plant-based proteins. I'm slowly, very slowly inching into that world to try and learn a little bit about it because I think it's important. I think your overall health has a lot to do with, eating significantly better. So I'm working on that as well. Yep. Anne says suggestions on how to prepare for the Indy run. And so the Indy run, it's a 5-mile obstacle course. If you can walk 5 miles, you're going to be okay. About every mile, there's an activity. So, just an example, you walk a mile, you walk into Lucas Oil Stadium and you kick a a football through the field goal. You can stay on the field as long as you'd like to catch your breath and rest, and then you walk about another mile and you do another activity. There's some stairs, there's some hills, but really just being able to get 5 miles in under your belt consecutive is really all you need to do to prepare. So I think you're going to be okay. Most people just knock it out of the park. If you've done walking a 5K, 10K, you're going to be right on that line being okay. And so it catches some of us by surprise because there's some hills at the end. But the adrenaline a lot of times carries you through. So I think you just keep, just walk, and increase your pace a little bit, and you're going to be okay. Joni says, now, how to lose the last few pounds when you're satisfied with your size already. I'm running a lot, so the last few pounds have been hard. I'm hungry. Yep. You lose the last few the same way you lost the first few. There are some exceptions, right? There is your brain comes into play. When you drop the last 2, 3, 4 pounds, you're not going to all of a sudden be in a new clothing size. There is no physical change other than it's a mental victory, and then it's an important victory to win. So I do want you to go win that victory if that's what you want, but it isn't like all of a sudden you're going to go buy a new wardrobe for the last 2 or 3 pounds. That wardrobe is going to stretch 5 to 10 pounds. You're going to be okay in the same set of clothes. So really the only people that get that hung up on that actual number of the 2 to 3 pounds is, obviously paying for a program that's monitoring your weight, or, if you're trying to get in from a overweight to a normal BMI, certainly that matters. But, I don't know that any doctor on the planet would say, hey, I'm sorry, you're 2 pounds overweight. We need to kind of get that under control. So I think that's where the focus comes into your overall health. If you're running consistently, celebrate that, and as you run more, you're going to need to eat more. What you need to do, though, obviously, is switch up when you're eating more to healthier options. Get better food for you, get better nutrition for your runs. Look into some runners' diets and see what typical runners are eating for fuel. That way you're not burning your body up as you run. So that's kind of where I would go there. Laura says, what do you think about eliminating added sugar? I find it so addictive that I have a hard time eating it in moderation. Yeah, added sugar is, I'm the same way. If I have zero problems resisting it until I have it, and then I have zero problems stopping it until I can stop. So it is very addictive. And so for the most part, I don't do a ton of added sugar anymore. I don't do a lot of candy. I don't do a lot of, but I notice when I get it, some of the stuff just tastes terrible, and it's super sweet. So I try and avoid it for as long as I can, and then every once in a while it's a treat. But what I've almost always found is it's a mental treat, not a treat to my palate. So my brain thinks it needs it, so my brain is happy to have it, but it doesn't taste any better. Actually, a lot of times I find that it tastes terrible if you've gone so long without it, and then you add it back in. It just doesn't taste good. But your brain says you used to like it, so therefore you kind of muddle through and make it work. Marcia gives good advice. 6 miles in one stretch is probably good advice for Marcia. Very fun. Stephanie said, I started a journal this year. I've been with the WW 2 years. I wrote down 5 sentences that I promised to read myself in the morning in the mirror. It helps me a lot with my self-love. That is fantastic. When you get to that point in your journey where you're really happy and you're taking care of you, everything else falls into place. So very, very, very cool. Let's see. Alicia says, I'm learning to stay on plan and let the scale catch up instead of having anxiety about the number. Fantastic. That's the goal, right? So, you know, the scale will catch up. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent through the weekends. You have to be consistent, you know, more than 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 days in a row. You have to build the habit of doing things consistently that are right and aligned with your goal. If you do that, the scale does catch up. Elaine says, Elaine checks in from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Good evening to you. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Ooh, good question. Helen says, I buy snacks and treats for my daughter and hubby for lunch. How do I stay away from them in the evenings? Don't want them at all during the day. So that's generally speaking, that's a boredom reaction coming back, right? And a temptation. It's not a hunger feeling bringing you there, because if you've gone all day without them, so you've got to find a mental trigger to redirect yourself when that happens. So if you find yourself looking for them, plan ahead. Say, if I go here looking for this, do such and such. So for instance, you know, try and find an activity that would take the same amount of time. So read, you know, an article in a magazine. Read, you know, the next chapter of your favorite book. So reprogram your brain. So when you go there, you're trying to fill a time, or you're maybe bored or something. And so what I want you to do is just trying to have something that you say as an auto reaction to here's what I'm doing instead. Try that, because if you can resist them during the day, then you don't need them. You're trying to combat that behavior, the habit behavior of going after it. Jan says, I've been writing on my bathroom mirror. I just need more things to write. I like to write. I like to write. You know, what the things that I'm thankful for. It doesn't take long to write that list, and then you start looking for more because you want to add to it every day. So things that you're proud of, things that you're thankful for, what went right yesterday. Those are good things to wake up in the morning and kind of just refresh your brain and say, yep, I got this. I'm doing this. Marie says, I cook 2 different meals every day. I don't eat meat, and my husband does. I think it's more common than we think, you know, people having many different meals. So, and that's one of the reasons we go out a lot is because we can have different meals. You know, so, yep. Kathy's asking how Megan is doing. Megan's doing great. She's, you know, she had dinner tonight for the first time in a couple days, so she was able to chew on the right side, so that was kind of good. Very good. Jen says, boyfriend and I recommitted 3 weeks ago. He's getting discouraged. He's tracking and been within points, but isn't losing anything yet. Yet I am. Any suggestions to help him out? So this is always the hardest question to answer. Is people say, I'm tracking and I'm not losing weight. There's a couple different scenarios that come into play here. The first scenario is he's tracking not accurately. And I don't know which one of these is true. But here's the general scenario. So someone who says they're tracking all the time, I always say, let me see your tracker. Show me what's going on. A lot of times they won't show me because they're not tracking. That's number one. They think they're tracking. They're mentally tracking. Number two is they're not tracking accurately. So they're having a cheeseburger and calling it a cheeseburger. Significantly different. They're having a steak, calling it a steak. So you gotta figure that out. The third is 0 point items. So, you know, 4 or 5 chicken breasts for dinner, too many chicken breasts for dinner. 10 bananas a day, too many bananas a day. So you can be accurately tracking, but still overeating. So those are the things that I would want to kind of focus on. The third is that you're, I don't know if it's third, but the next one that I see a lot is people, especially with freestyle, 0 point lunch, 0 point breakfast, 0 point lunch, 0 point dinner, 23 points for dessert. So not the greatest recipe for success. So the definition of tracking, you have to kind of, in some cases, I suggest that sometimes people kind of look at the calorie intake total just to see if they're close to 2,000. If you're tracking, you know, a 23-point day, but it's 4,000 calories, we need to do some adjustments. If you're tracking a 23-point day and it's close to 2,000 calories, that's pretty good as well. So portion size for one, accuracy of tracking, and then balancing the 0-point foods is what I would say to him for sure. Chris says we better be able to run the bases at the Indy Ultimate this year. Yeah, I agree. Bev says suggestions on incorporating jogging into your routine if you haven't run or jogged in years. So if you normally go for a 3-mile walk, let's just say, or a 1-mile walk, it doesn't matter what your distance is. I want you to start doing that the same way you always have. But the last set a distance goal. So, for instance, at my house, if I were to go for a 3-mile walk, I would come around the neighborhood, and if I wanted to add running, then what I would do is at the end of our street, I would jog in at the end of my run or end of my walk. That way, if I have to stop, it's no big deal. I'm already home. But add, 100 feet, 200 feet, 200 yards at the end of each walk. Add it slowly. Don't go crazy. And then just slowly increase the distance that you're running home from versus if you start off running, next thing you know, you're too far away from home, you're injured, you can't get back. So go for a mile walk and run the last quarter mile home. Run the last eighth of a mile. Very, very slowly. And you just want to kind of just jog it in and be done with it. Very nice. Nora says, Travis Stork from the Doctor's Show has a new book called Flat Belly, starting to incorporate it with the WW is a great read. I need to pick that up. Sounds good. Chris said, I tried hot chocolate for the first time in almost 2 years. Yeah, pure sugar. I get it. Sharon says, what do you think about red dot days? Do they improve trick metabolism or just feel unhealthy? I don't subscribe to that theory. I've seen it. I understand it. And I probably at times practiced it on accident. But as a rule, I don't. As a rule, I believe it does continue to feed the unhealthy habits and it feeds the unhealthy addictions. Is that if you're living for those days and you're overeating on those days, then probably what's happening is that the days that you're not doing that feel out of balance, and those feel like your normal days because that's what it is. So you're constantly fighting yourself against what I think is right and what I'm supposed to be doing, and you get them backwards. Your brain thinks what you're supposed to be doing is eating that amount of food that you would reserve on a red dot day, and then the days that you're eating the blue dot days, you're feeling deprived. So I'm not a fan. I get it. I don't think it's a terror. I mean, many people have had success with it. It's just not a theory that I understand or I operate on. So let's see. Carrie says, I'm here. I can't see any comments on my Facebook. I don't know. I see them. And so you guys, I do the same thing. I'm actually live on all 3 devices, so I'm actually watching it as it's broadcasting. So when it freezes for me. It freezes for you guys as well. It's the same. So Jane says, what's the name of the book FatDag has? I want to start one. My book is, I add a little bit to it every once in a while. I need to get a little more disciplined with writing in it, but I have 2 books started, so I'm excited to see those for sure. Oh yeah, so that one is the Full Focus Planner. I thought you meant my book. The Full Focus Planner is my planner. It's this right here. So it's and I decorated it, but it's the Full Focus Planner by Michael Hyatt. It's my planner that I use. Let's see. Look at that. Bev says, did 30 minutes on the elliptical tonight. First time in over a month. Woo. Let's see. I'm scrolling through. Oh, the Book of Awesome too. Yeah, the Book of Awesome is here. All my books are on my desk. The Book of Awesome is here. It's just a journal, a leather-bound journal with blank pages. That's it. And I ask you guys on occasion to tell me why you're awesome, and I document it in the book for you so that you don't forget. Very nice. Let's see, scrolling through. The Book of Awesome, yep. Linda says, just listening, feel like a stalker. Connie says, do you have to run, jog during the 5K, or can you walk them? You can absolutely walk them. You will not be alone if you walk them. A majority of the people, I think, walk them. So as long as you show up, it doesn't matter. You don't have to walk the whole thing. And so, yeah, congratulations on asking the question. That's a great question. Very nice. I think you got your answer as well. So, Jason says, what episode was a contract to myself discussed? I think it's labeled contract. I don't know. Go to the app and search for, let me see if I can find it on my phone. Go to the app and search for contract. Let's see. Someone will find it before me, I'm sure. Episode 245. See how easy that was? I don't know if it'll show up on here. Nope, it won't show up. But I opened the app. At the very top, I typed contract and did a search. Episode 245 is the app that says make a contract to yourself. Jane says, where do you want me to begin? I am so awesome. You are so awesome. I agree. I completely agree. And modest, Delilah says. Very, very fun. Neat. Oh, Karen overchecks in on YouTube. Good evening to you. Did a couple Karens over there, and Janice is there. Very nice. Sharon says, WW sent me an email offering 45-day free trial for Active. Already subscribed. Highly recommend. Try the trial. Very nice. I haven't tried that. Ann says, is it too late to send you a contract to witness? So I put that out a few days ago. I mean, if you send it to me, I will review it. The ones I did today, I wanted to be, for the people who really took it to heart and who really did it, I wanted to actually sign it with a pen and then mail it back to them. So that's the plan for those. If you send it in now, I will review it for sure. You may get a stamp signature on it, depending on the volume. But yeah, I would absolutely review it for you. I mean, I take this seriously. This is good stuff. So, yep, very fun. Chris says, dust settles, I don't. And then what is active? Best way to start lifting weights. Same way you start running. I would say hire a trainer, because the interesting thing about weightlifting is if you do it wrong, you're building bad habits from the start. So at least hire a trainer to get the form correct so that you know exactly how to do it and you're not intimidated by the environment. So that would be my first suggestion. But just starting with it. But it would be nice to have someone who says, hey, here's how to do it, so that you're not leaning too far forward or you're not hurting yourself and building bad muscle memory that you have to then undo. So hire a trainer. Go to almost every gym. You can have a personal trainer, and then, like I said, at least pay for them for the month, and until you learn what you're supposed to do. Then take 3-4 months off from them. Do it on your own. And then maybe go back to them, or if you can afford it, you want to stay with them the whole time. That probably would be the best recommendation for sure. So, very nice. So, yep, short and sweet. I really just want to pop in. I got a lot to do tonight, but I wanted to check in with you guys to say hey. Yeah, Debbie says agree. The trainer had to build my core before weights. Totally. Yep. There's a lot that goes into it. So. And Emma says, has great videos for weights at home on YouTube also. Yep, I agree with that. But you also want to make sure. The thing about weight training though is you want to make sure that you don't injure yourself, and not in a scary way, but just find someone who's an expert to help you just get your form correctly, get your grip correctly. Make sure you're not putting too much weight on the bar. Someone that can just kind of walk you through the first couple steps would be really a good idea. So that's the gameplay there. All right, plan for the week. So tomorrow, Operation FatDag, talking to the Army, letting them know, Army and Air, I guess, giving them some motivation, inspiration, delivering your message, doing that for sure. I'll push them to operationfatdag.org so they can get information there. That's the first thing on the agenda for tomorrow. Tomorrow, WW meeting, and if I get really good, we will actually do a episode 249 tomorrow will be the game plan. That's my hope. I really want to get that out because I have, let's see, we have Saturday going to Houston. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday in Houston. So I want to get episodes 249, 250 done this week so that while I'm in Houston, you guys aren't without. So, whew. Bev says, love these chats. Thanks, Mike. You're welcome. And Bev, I think you saw my email, but I scribbled on your order form today. So we're good there. Very nice. Let's see. Keith says, good luck with the 2019 tour and tomorrow's speech. Yeah, the tour is going to be awesome. I'm excited about that. Megan says, late to the game, have to catch tomorrow. Let's see. Delilah said, this was a nice FatDag appetizer or sorbet. Yep, great chat. Good night, good night, good night. Cool. That's the game plan. Thank you for being here. Let's do this. So we'll be back tomorrow night for something fun. Get an episode in tomorrow night, but we'll make it work. So have a great night. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do. Keep up the amazing focus. That's what it takes to get this done. So I wish you good focus. Bye-bye.